Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schomer, and today we're going to create the Bailey's Sundae Delight. This is a recipe that I've created because I like the Baileys, I like the caramel Baileys, and I like ice cream, caramel ice cream. See where I'm going with this? We're also going to use a little chocolate, just a little chocolate syrup for fun. And Cruzan, we're using the Cruzan White Rum because if you watched our rum tasting, we had mentioned it had kind of like caramel properties, so I thought what would pair better than having a little rum in there and caramelize it up a little bit with the caramel Baileys. So what we're gonna do is, it's kind of tricky. We're gonna put our ice cream into the shaker. I'm also gonna add a little ice. So I'm doing about a scoop of ice cream into our shaker, and then so you got that. We're gonna add a little ice on top of that, just a bit. And that's to help bring the drink up to the right temperature. If you just use the ice cream, I find it's a little warm. It's not necessarily as fun. Get some shakers right here. So what I'm going to do is, measuring cups, I'm going to do 2 ounces of Baileys. So a nice healthy dose of caramel Baileys. Drip, drip. There we go. And with that, we'll pour it in here, right over the ice. Try and melt some of that ice in there. And we're gonna do a 1/2 ounce of the rum, just a little bit, spice it up a little bit, bring up the, I don't know, the caramely, rummy burn factor. And that, what you've got there is just, looks like ice cream that's just kind of melted. Shake that up. Not exactly the most impressive shake because there's not a lot of ice in there, but you don't really need too much ice. And then what we're going to do is our garnish. We're going to put our garnish first, which is a little scoop of ice cream. Now you can be as generous as you wish. Mine is not that great, but kind of melted a little bit. A little chocolate syrup on top. Kind of looks like a sundae, sort of, without the nuts and cherries. Strawberries. Oh, yes. Cherries. And cherries. Banana split almost. And then we'll pour that right on top. And it's only going to make half this, probably, because this is a huge glass. So you can imagine if you have a smaller glass, it might look a little better. But what you've really got is this chocolatey drink. The root beer float look to it. It's got the floating ice cream in there, so you've got something to, if you're making these for other people, although some of it's going to melt off and give a little more vanilla flavors to it, you've got yourself a garnish you can eat when you're done. So that is the Bailey's Sundae Delight. Very thick, creamy. So obviously the texture is going to be like a milkshake, but with a hint of caramel and a little, you could kind of taste the rum moving around your mouth a little bit. Lots of vanillas, just a subtle amount of chocolate, so if you just squeeze a little in there. You can make your garnish as you want. Maybe you want to throw some jimmies in there. I don't know what that'll look like. But you can do whatever you want. There you go. It's a nice, delicious after-dinner drink. If you're into ice cream, you're into alcohol, you're into Baileys, you're into like the coffee-esque type thing. This is all rolled up into one single beverage. I'm your host, Derek Schomer, for EverydayDrinkers.tv. We're teaching you how to drink.